You're listening to Show Me the Numbers with Yael Kagan, only on LA Talk Radio.
Good afternoon from the very, very warm day in Los Angeles. Happy to be there again on my show, Show Me the Number, um, talking about numerology. But before that, I'm Yael Kagan. I'm a hypnotherapist, an NLP practitioner, and a master, and also a master in numerology. I love to use numerology on a day to day basis, but what I love to do in this show is to bring different guests. One is more special than the other, and I will introduce my guest shortly. But what I love to do is to take the subject and see how we can use numerology to make the guest's life maybe better, how they can learn from that. We will dive a little bit into numerology, all depending how much time we have. But as a start, I would like to introduce my special guest, Sherry Elizam. She's a seasoned pro athlete, nutrition expert, the co-founder of 21 Days Transformation and the app We Do Transformation. And I am going to let you introduce yourself, but welcome to my show, Sherry, and thank you so much for being here with me today. I think we're going to give a lot of very important information. We are all getting right before the summer, and we all want to be in a good shape. We want to put that bathing suit on, but more important, we want to feel good. We want to be happy with where we are, and we feel in control. And I welcome you again, and I am giving you the stage to introduce yourself, Sherry.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, actually. Super excited to be invited here. Thank you so much for having me. Oh my God, I'm Sherry Elizam. I've been in the industry for over 15 years. I myself started as my own client. Actually, this goes back to my teens. I started my nutrition journey suffering from eating disorder as a teen. Something that, thank God, I took care of it by the age of 18 and were able to recover and continue on. And then, doing my oh my goodness, doing my army, going to the army, coming back, starting to really look and dive more into nutrition. I was able to help myself lose over 80 pounds, continue after 2 pregnancies, redo it again, being able to manage life with nutrition and fitness. And as I grow older, by the age of 35, I decided to go into fitness, which I wasn't really involved before that. Completely changed my body composition. Were able to build lean muscle mass. Went from over 40% body fat to on my lowest, I wanted to say stage weight, 12% body fat. So I was able to really do it all. I'm looking backwards at my history, and like starting from eating disorder to losing weight to building lean muscle mass to changing body composition. It really is something that went through my years doing that business. This really opened for me the opportunity to help others and bring others what I know, and developing others to not only become successful in their journey, but also exactly like you said, feeling healthy, feeling good, doing the real deal and not just crash diet, and able to maintain results. And for me, that's the one thing that I like to show to my clients. Maintain results is as important as losing weight, or as important as gaining muscle mass. And that's what I've been doing in the last 15 years.
Wonderful. And we probably need to thank you for that, because we all need you. And I do want to say that when I met Sherry, I mean, I've known of you for a while, but then we met a few weeks ago and we got into a conversation about it. And I wasn't really looking into doing any program or anything. And I remember telling you it's always those 5 pounds that they keep going up and down and up and down, and then not being able to control them. That is what I hate, because I love to be in control and I love to know how I can do things better. and achieve the goals. And the one thing you told me that really caught me that evening was like, Yael, you are not eating enough. And I was like, wow, because one of my issues and my limits in doing those transformations is always feeling that I need to lose something, that I need to give up something, that I need to always think about those 1,200 or 1,300 or 1,400 calories. And for some people, it works perfectly. And for some people, it doesn't. So for me, just by you saying that, I was like, oh, I really want to listen to her. I really want to hear what she has to say. And I do have to say that I've been through kind of like a program with you. I don't know if to call it a full program, but I think you've helped me, and I appreciate it. And I love it, like you said, because it's not only that you lose the weight, it's how to keep it. I travel and my days are very busy. And you basically showed me a way that even when I traveled overseas, I did not gain a pound. So I'm in love with you ever since, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I want to spread it. And I do want you to explain a little bit to the audience, what is your ABC to success? And also, how are you different, the way you see it, at least the message that you bring, how are you different from so many other nutritionists out there?
Okay, I definitely want to touch on it, but I also want to touch on actually what I did with you. What you did is basically getting a nutrition plan from me, a one-time nutrition plan where I set you up on a structured meal plan and got you the real deal about what is really most important, the 10 top most important points in your nutrition plan, and to follow it without, one of them is not skipping any meals. And sometimes I do get from clients like, I'm not hungry. What should I do? So we have different options for someone that is not hungry. We have meals with more volume and meals that are more like on the go. So yes, definitely. And this is something that I see from many people. Obviously weight loss is related to deficiency in calories and just, stay in deficiency. But at the same time, if you've done that for a long time, and your body is used to it, you need to kind of even go a reverse diet to bring a little bit more nutrients in order to create deficiency back there. So sometimes the progress is a little bit longer, but way worth it. But let me go back to your question now. My ABC, really to keep a balanced lifestyle. And it starts with focusing on nutrition, fitness, sleep, and stress management. And I think this is really my ABC, and this is really how I'm able myself to maintain my results, and not only to maintain, to get better results over and over and over again. I always feel like for myself, for someone that walk the walk and talk the talk, that if I'm keeping the same result that I have for the last year, I'm going backwards. So I'm always working on what's my next goal. And I think that what's really differentiates me from other nutritionists, nutrition coaches, fitness coaches, is that I really walk the walk and talk the talk. I don't teach you theory that I learned at school from books or from an online course. I teach you theories not only from my education, but from my own experience. I've been in all stages of this part, from being, suffering from anorexia almost, to bulimia and eating disorder in my teens, to then needs to lose weight, then needs to build lean muscle mass, learning how to maintain muscle mass and continue on, which sometimes I feel like building lean muscle mass is more challenging than losing weight. So I've been there. I've been part of this community that we've been doing this for the longest time. And anything that you will bring into me, I personally have done it. So I know what it feels, and I know what, the mental aspect that's behind every single stage of doing that. There is such a mental aspect behind losing 80 pounds. Like, it's not that, you just go there and you lose 80 pounds like within, like a couple of months. It's a longer process. And obviously there is a huge mental aspect in building lean muscle mass. It doesn't happen in one day. In 1 year of women my age, we can probably barely even get to 3% more than our body lean muscle mass, that we can build more than it. So it's really a long process, and patience is probably the one word that I will always say to people. Yes, I do get the people that want to come in and it's like, I have a wedding in 2 months. I need to get, ready. Uh, I can tell you that 80% of the time, these people will not get to the result because they are just not focused on really achieving what they're looking for. They're just focused on starving themselves, not hydrating themselves, and just get to the wedding depleted and skinny. And obviously, they're not going to keep the results. And when I meet these people, I will the one thing that I do, I give them what I at first I give them what they want, but as they go in, I give them what they need. And that's the difference. They don't know what they need. They just know what they want. So I just direct them through that, 2 months of them wanting to just get to that wedding weight. And hopefully to have them continue on and take the information and, utilize it even after.
Right. And I do want to share also one thing I learned from you. One of the things I learned from you is when you talk about muscle mass, and I told you that I do Pilates. I also have back issues, so I try not to do crazy things. I do only Pilates. And you told me, try to concentrate on the muscle as you do the exercise. So when we are there and we're exercising, whatever we're doing, all the thoughts in the world will come up, and you think about the business, and you think about your husband, and you think about the oh my God, a text just got in, because we all have the Apple Watch and it keeps blinking and whatever. And you said to me, you have to concentrate on the muscle. And just because I also do guided imagery, for me it became a huge difference. I almost felt like if before I got out of a class, just like, oh, I don't even sweat, I'm like nothing, suddenly I feel the workout. And that's something, if you can talk even a little bit, because I think I like that concept. I like the way you do it, and I like the way you were teaching it.
I'm going to give you my top three fitness, really for beginners, advice for beginners to just follow. One of the things is exactly what you spoke about. It's called mind muscle connection. All right, and when you are in your workout, and it doesn't matter what type of workout that you follow, if you're concentrated, exactly like you said, in everything else that you have going on, and most things that I keep hearing from people is like they think about what they have next to do, especially busy moms. Oh my God, I need to go to the market. I need to pick up my girls. They focus on what's happening next instead of just being present in the moment. So the one thing is really to focus. If you're working at that class, if you're working your arms or your shoulders, think about your shoulders. Focus on your shoulders. Connect your mind to your shoulders. Talk to your shoulders if you want to out loud or in your mind. When I train, I do talk to my muscles. I do sometimes you will catch me at the gym talking, and you'll be like, is she talking to herself? I am talking to myself, talking to my muscles, right? And just focus on just developing the muscles that you work on. Now, if you don't know what muscle you're working on, you kind of like in a little problem there because you can't focus on it. So it's very important that if you are taking classes somewhere, ask the teacher, what muscle am I working on, so you can focus on, or just figure out, what you're, dealing, what you're supposed to be working on, because sometimes you're supposed to be working on your triceps and suddenly you're working on your lats without even understand that you're really not working the right muscle at the exercise that's given to you. That's number one. Number two, I keep getting people, and I keep seeing it. I just yesterday had that opportunity to see someone we know at the gym, going on the treadmill, going on the elliptical, going on the bike, and for an hour they're just running or walking really fast or doing the elliptical really fast. And by the time that they are done, they leave the gym and they call it the training. I have to say something. It doesn't matter what age you are or what level, elliptical or treadmill or bike, they're great. They're great for circulation. They're great for your mental health. They are great for all kinds of things related to your body, but they are not going to change your body. If you're gonna lose some weight because you got more activity, it's great, but you basically gonna shrink yourself to a place where your body is gonna look the same exact way, just in a smaller version. right? They're also not going to help you to develop lean muscle mass and your bone density. So it's not going to help you with all of those things that we do want to get as we get older, as we are working on ourselves. The cardio machines are not going to do the deal for you. And please, if you hear me out, stop wasting your time on the cardio machines and get yourself into resistant training. It can be any type of resistant training. It doesn't mean that you need to go and be a bodybuilder and lift 100 tons. It just means that you want to create resistance either with your body, lightweight, you do Pilates. Sometimes yoga can help with this, but you do need to have a little bit more than that. But resistant training is the way to change your body composition and help your body burn more fat at rest. So not only when you're doing the deal, but also when you leave the gym or you leave your studio or you leave your work or you're done with your workout, you're able to continue and burning fat throughout the day. Number 3 rule for me about fitness is that I do see many people, they get the training in, and then once the training is done, let's start with they didn't really eat before, or they don't know what to eat before the training. And then when the training is done, they run all kinds of errands. I see them at Trader Joe's. I see them running to Target. I see them running, picking up things, running errands until they get home. They are drained, forget about dehydrated, but drained, and they didn't eat anything, and they didn't eat the right thing. So what happened is, it's kind of like, think about it this way. They focused for like 1 hour. They took my advice. They did like their muscle mind connection. They were like, doing the strength training, but then they didn't eat for like 2 or 3 hours after because they ran all kinds of errands. And now their muscle, instead of really being developed, because how do we develop muscles? We don't develop it in the gym or in the training. In the training, we actually destroy it. That's the idea of it. We develop it with the food that we give our body right after. So after they are done and they are not taking the time to really eat the right thing, prioritizing protein and carbohydrates right after training, their muscle will break itself in order to create those nutrients. So now they're like, wait, I just went there. I was like, I was like spitting blood in order to finish this training. And now my muscle is about to break itself instead of the opposite, way around. So now what do you eat after the training? Are you plan ahead? Like, do you take it with you? If you want to run errands, are you taking it with you? Or are you getting back home drained, no energy, dehydrated, and probably at this point your muscles are already like in the process of breaking itself and just doing the opposite way. So, and these people normally don't understand why they don't see results. They keep doing the same thing. They are very dedicated. They are very consistent, and that's the one thing that I like to see in people. But they just don't see the results, and this is very frustrating. And most people will just either stop or be like, just really depressed from not seeing the results and not getting the gratifications of their hard work.
And they give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Understood completely. And I had a question to ask, but you kind of like a lot of those answers were in everything that you said. What are the most common mistakes that people do, whether it's weight loss or even more than that, maintaining it? But I think a lot of what you said is basically explaining all that. So it's not just a 1, 2, 3 things to do, it's the whole picture. And if you don't do the whole thing, is either you will not lose weight, or you will not build muscle mass, or you will just gain it back. And that's when you get frustrated and the cycle goes on and on and on. And I think that's what everybody is facing. But explain to us a little bit before I dive into how I wanted to suggest working also with numerology and your, everything to do with nutrition and with all the transformation. You mentioned the 21-day transformation. You told me about like great prizes to participants. If in like short description, if you can explain it, and also the app that you have.
Yes. First of all, I have to say I'm just super, super, super excited about it. This is a program that we started 2 years ago. Recently, in the last few months, we came up with an app. We have over 100,000 people that already took the program, and we are a group and a community of coaches that are running it all together. The 21 Day Challenge is a program for people that want to have that push, but really kind of like not sure about, longer commitment. They just want to jump in. I will call it like tippy toes, in their water, and just get the idea of what they can do in 21 days. We do have a great, amazing transformation happening. Our site is We Do Transformation. You can find it in any social media channel, and you can see all of the results that we have. Every month we do run a challenge for 21 days, and every month we do give, and you said cash prizes, we do give $10,000
Wow.
to 10 top transformation that we have. So every month we give it, and it's really amazing to see it, because people, when they join, most of them, they don't join for the money. Okay, but some of them, like that money incentive is very like, okay, let me just take these 21 days and do it and see where I'm at. And I love this program so much because you can really stay focused for 21 days. It's not the minute that you decided, it's not a hard thing to do. We also develop in the app, we have 21 days of workouts. Each workout, it's about 18 to 23 minutes. And you can do the workout with a video. So it's an ongoing workout. We have 3 different levels. We do have levels for ladies and men. And we do have as well fitness programs for people that prefer to actually go to the gym or even do it at home, and they just don't know what to follow. Like every time that they try to go and do their own workout, they find themselves repeating the same thing, so they don't really know what to do. So we do set up like a fitness program, which is a weekly fitness program where you repeat the days every week. And this is another options that my clients have in the 21 Day Challenge. Beside it, we do have a full meal plan that includes everything that I want my clients to have in their structured day. Most of my programs are based on 4 or 5 meals a day, so people never hungry throughout the day. I teach them how to develop and put their meals throughout the day, so they actually know what to eat when. And besides it, we do have a group which is kind of like a 24/7, and it's nice to have it because there are different weekly challenges that we throw inside the group, so the people that are active in the group can see the challenges and be able to follow it. So the program really cover everything from fitness and nutrition and support and accountability and a personalized one-on-one coach, which is me. And it just covers everything. So if you really like trying to, quit, you really can't, because if you are there to succeed, you will succeed and you will have results. And you know what? Even if you didn't take the cash prize, you still have great results. And this is at the end of the day, what we are, coming to do with the 21 days. I can tell you that 100%, literally 100% of my clients that have done a 21 Day Challenge with me continue to the next one and to the next one after. All right. So this is like, people see it, they see how much value they get for that challenge, and they continue on and on for another one and another one. So I truly encourage everyone that really want to try it, not sure, or maybe they tried something before and they're
Skeptic.
going, yeah, just jump in. It's an easy one, very affordable program. You can obviously direct message us later, and we can give you all the information on how to join it. But definitely jump into that.
And the app was We Do Transformation.
We do transformation. They can download the app, they can register, but then they will need to get an invite for me to join the challenge. So make sure that you can definitely download it, you can definitely register, but you need that invite in order to join the challenge.
Wonderful. And we're right before the summer, so I think that's the right time, even though I think it's, especially in California, it's all year round that you want to be, able to feel and be in good shape. And like I said, be in control. And we spoke also about how you prepare or how you customize for each client their own program, because it's very important. And that's also how I'll dive a little bit later, and I'll try to leave a little bit of time for that, to dive into numerology. Because explain to me right now, before you know numerology and how it can help you, how do you basically customize the program for each client?
So that's a great question, because sometimes people hear, 21-day challenge group. It's like, oh, this is not for me. Like, I need more of the one-on-one. And honestly, I myself also kind of like the one-on-one, very much driven by accountability when I have a one-on-one coach, and more focus on me. But I do have different ways of working with clients, and it really depends on the client. And you're definitely going to touch about it with numerology. For example, the program that we did for you was a one-time nutrition meal plan, right? I do have a very successful program that I run, and it's a one-on-one program with my clients, where they go into a 90-day commitment, where they have 12 weeks to transform. And any of my clients that are on that 90-day challenge with me, or 90-day program, I call it, the transformation and the results are really like jaw-dropping, because what they get is once a week they get a check-in day with me, where they have access to me to receive feedback for what they've done throughout the week. So I do get a form from them, they fill it out, I look it up, they receive a message back from me, where I get them the exact modification I want for their meal plan once a week, or their fitness routine, or other things that they share with me. I have a questionnaire they fill out weekly, and this works just wonders, because when you have someone on top of you once a week, like, you can't really go anywhere. This is like top-notch accountability. And if you are ready to go and rock and roll this, system, and understand what is right for your body, this is the way to go. I do like this program a lot, because I call it the first 2 weeks. Normally it's like kind of like a trial and error, where I understand who is the client in front of me. And sometimes there needs to be modifications. Sometimes there are, clients that they can't handle fiber. Sometimes clients, they eat something and it's not the right things for them. So suddenly I'm trying to do all kinds of elimination from their diet, and find what's that item that caused them, that bloat, or like how they feel, like fatigue, tired. Sometimes someone will say, like, after I eat this meal, I cannot handle the rest of the day. So I'm going to change their macros, like ratios, like the protein, carbs, fat, and so on. So this program in particular, I do like it, because you do get to learn about yourself and what your body needs, just by eliminating things and working things and moving it around. And these are definitely for people that are dedicated for results. They will take 90 days. And they will just keep on going. So this is another thing that we have. I do have other online one-on-one programs and fitness programs that I write that are customized for my clients. But yeah, this is kind of like sum it up.
Okay, wonderful. And diving a little bit now more into how numerology can assist you and can assist them. And I will, just like touch it, because there's obviously, I can talk for an hour, because it's also teaching a little bit of numerology, but I'm not teaching the numerology here. I'm taking the concepts and the core aspects and putting it into basically the need that you have when you learn to know your client. Because many times the client comes and will tell you, this is me. I'm 1, I'm 2, I'm 3. A lot of the things they don't even know about themselves, and especially when we talk about mental state, about habits, about there's like things that they believe they know about themselves, but I can show you that there's differences that you can see. And when I talk taking information about their numbers, I'm talking obviously about date of birth. So the date of birth give us a lot of information about the person, personality traits before everything, but it gives us the way they think and how they handle situation when they have stress. For instance, when I say stress, even not succeeding with something or being frustrated It's like dealing with a situation and how I would deal with it. And like people deal with it in very different ways. So if the main thing to know in numerology is how to calculate the number, and I'm only dealing with one number here, is taking the date of birth and putting all the numbers, adding all the numbers together until we come. The way I do it is it's the month, the day, and the year, and I put them into groups because 1 is 1 and 20 is 2, 0 doesn't count, and 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 5, at the end you will come to a 3 when you bring it into a one single digit. And the one number I'm looking for in this case is the 6, which is basically the destiny number or the life path number or the strongest number. But again, there are more numbers that are included, but we're not going to deal with them right now. We will throw an offer at the end that has to do with it. But just to show you, and you can, in the meantime, think about kids, husband, yourself, how I can give you information that can help you with helping them with the transformation. So if the client came up with the number 1, the life path number 1, you want to explore forms of exercise like yoga or you want to take charge of your nutrition by setting clear goals and sticking to them. Incorporate variety into your meals to keep things interesting because they are getting bored very quickly. Challenge them with new workout routines to maintain motivation. They're really motivation driven. The life path number 2, explore gentle forms of exercise like yoga or walking to promote physical and emotional well-being, because this is part of the emotional group of numbers. So also when you see number 2 or number 6, I would want to be careful with emotional eater because they are more emotional. That's in their core. And the number 2 is very good to work with couples or with groups. So they're very good with cooperation and working in teams. The one that we did before is more individual. So it gives you some kind of information. They would prefer working one-on-one. The life path number 3, express your creativity in the kitchen. There are a lot of them are foodies. By experimenting with new recipes, urge them to share wellness journey with others to stay accountable and motivated. They're very good at that. And engage in social activities that involve movement, such as dance or group sports. Life path number 4, create structured diet by establishing regular meal times and stick to them. They're very good with it. Plan your meal and sports schedule. When you think of number 4, you think of a square. So they need to be within the square, very structured. Work consistency and structures and rules. They're very good working with rules. Life path number 5 is almost the opposite. They are the peace seeker. They embrace variety, need to be embrace variety in their diet, trying new foods and cuisines. Otherwise, again, they get very bored very quickly. They like to start the task, but not necessarily to finish. So they quit at some point. Explore adventure forms of exercise like hiking or rock climbing. Find ways to make it seem less restricted and concentrate on enjoyment. So unlike the 4 that needs the structure, you know that the 5 is not that great with structure. They need it a little bit more free flow, and they need to feel that they have the freedom. Life path number 6 is incorporate family and friends into their fitness routine and meal preparation, practice self-care and stress management techniques to maintain balance in well-being. And a quick story about 6, which is myself, when I worked once with somebody talking about shakes and whatever it was, and could be that I did not understand her, but she said to me to replace 2 meals. So she said, replace the dinner with a shake or something like that. And again, maybe I didn't understand. And as a number 6, I was like, I cannot skip my dinner with my family. That's the most important meal because we are all eating together. That's when we talk and we eat. So 6, you have to think about their families, how they incorporate their family into the whole journey. And because I said it's part of the emotional numbers, then everything to do, like I said, with the self-care, stress management, yoga, Pilates, and all those things. Life path number 7. 7 are the thinkers. So dive deep into research and education to learn about nutrition. It's not enough to tell them this is your meal plan. It's not enough to tell them this is how you build your muscle. It's not enough to tell them you need to eat whatever grams of protein. You need to explain to them why. They need to understand the research, the education behind it, so that they can support it and do it. That's the way to talk to them. And then incorporate activities like meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, Pilates, again, very similar to the 6. Life path number 8, set ambitious and achievable fitness goals to challenge yourself. Incorporate strength training to empower you to take control of your physical health. So this is more a materialistic, what we call, number. So it's working less with the emotions and more with the goal achievements and empower. And the last number, which is life path number 9, consider adopting a plant-based diet, supporting ethical and sustainable food practice. Teach others. They are the number that comes to teach other people, to educate other people. They bring messages. So teach others your knowledge and wisdom. Engage in physical activities that contribute to the well-being of others. So it's very general, but I'm just trying to show you it's interesting for me to ask you, when you hear that, and obviously you work with so many clients and including yourself, where do you find this information that can help you with working with your client journey?
This is actually perfect, because if I know who is the person that is standing, in front of me, it's going to be so much easier to actually develop that meal plan or that program, to decide if it's 21-day challenge, if it's 90 days, if it's one-on-one, or maybe he just needs that meal plan, needs to go, maybe he just needs the fitness plan and just go to the gym with this. This is really going to make it so much clearer, not only to me but also to the client in front of me, to be like, okay, like I get it, like this is really, like, normally when you tell and explain that to a person, they will kind of like be like, yeah, that's me, that's exactly me. So knowing that, and actually wrote down everything that you said, is just, it's great. Like, I can definitely use it.
I agree 100%. And like you said, when they come to you, if you know the information about them before, all you need is the date of birth. And we'll actually throw in an offer right before the end of the show. But if you know the information about them before, just like I do when I deal with my clients in my private practice, it's making the journey feel shorter, and it making them feel like, oh my God, she got me. She understands exactly who I am and how to work with me. And that's what you want. Working with rapport with your customers is probably the number one thing before everything else. And that's why I wanted to share it. And again, I only looked at one number between all the numbers. When I look at it, I'm not saying that I need to open a whole life path map, but I need to look at the 4 numbers to give you the correct information and what is the best tips to give that client of yours and for yourself when you build the program for them. So we discussed a little bit, and we want to throw a little program, right, or a little offer into that program. Before that, explain to the listeners how can they find you. Also, probably how can they find success stories. I'm sure you have a lot of success stories.
Yes. So first, my IG, my Facebook page, they're all filled with many success stories. We do transformation page is filled with many success stories. But I actually want to talk about. I'll talk about a success story that I have with one of my clients. At the time was 52 when I met him. But really, in order to get to these success stories, I think there are like 3 things that if a person will follow, there was always going to have success and upgrade in its way. Number one is to stay consistent. There is nothing can happen without consistency. And I always say, even if you don't see the results at the time that you want to see them, what is the other option? To quit. So then for sure you're not going to see the results. So just stay consistent, and the results are going to come. Number two is resistant training. Like I said, drop the cardio. You don't need it in order to change your body. And number three is really to have a complementary muscle recovery based nutrition meal plan. And I repeat it, recovery-based nutrition meal plan, because if you are following a resistant training, you do need to prioritize your recovery, and you prioritize your recovery with the right nutrition, right? So you do need to have a complementary recovery-based nutrition program. And let me and just exactly like with these three things, to achieve success, I was able to help one of my clients. His name is Bob. So if he watches that, he is going to smile, because he came to me. He was actually introduced to me by his daughter that used to work for me. And he came in, at the time he was a complete athlete. He was working out like 5 times a week, doing Orange Theory, lifting weight, doing all kinds of marathons, and just, very active guy. He was, you could see that he is strong, but he was overweight. And I'm sure that you know those people that looks very strong, but very much overweight. And he just, said, I know about your program, and I want to try it. So we got him into a weight loss program at the beginning, where he lost over 20 pounds. He felt great. He looked great. His skin suddenly, was glowing. He just looked younger within, him doing the program 4 months in. He just looked younger. And then at the time I was deep inside, doing my own fitness competitions, which I've been involved with for the longest time, and was in my own journey of receiving that Prestige Pro card. And he saw me, and he saw the transformation that I did myself, from being fit and being healthy, but suddenly really developing lean muscle mass and stepping on stage, and was completely inspired. And I remember we were at a Christmas party, and he said to me, "What you did, it's just so inspiring. I wish I could have done that to myself." And I looked at him and I said, "You can." And he's like, "No, I'm not even qualified. Like, how can I even do that?" And I said, "You can. If you believe that you can, I can show you the way. But if you believe that you will never be able to do it, I can't show you the way, because you believe in something else." And he said, "Okay, I'm going to think about it." And I remember the next morning he called me and he said, I couldn't sleep. I really want to do it. And I do believe that, you can show me the way to do it. And Bob's pictures are all over my Instagram and my Facebook. You can see it under the tabs of results and competitions, and it's throughout the page as well. But we took Bob in just 16 weeks from where he was. Again, he looked great at the time. He already lost some weight, but we were able to show him how to develop lean muscle mass. At the time, he was already 53. He stepped on stage at 53. He was his appearance was so amazing. He was competing against kids that are 23, 24, 25, and he won first place, earned his first pro card, then to follow another pro cards that he earned and some championships, and he completely changed his body composition. His routine is just completely changed since that day. Have done, I believe, by now so far over 15 competitions with many titles. So this is one of these success stories. I'm not saying that every client of mine will jump on stage. It's probably just 2% of my clients will want to jump on stage. The rest just want to feel healthy and lose weight. But this is a great success story that I love to share.
Wonderful. And I'm sure you have many, many more. I have no doubt about it. And we do want to throw a little offer here, and it's going to be also interesting for you to test it. I don't know exactly how you want technically to do it, but I gave you an offer that if you add my numerology information into the program, I'll give it for 50%, meaning if somebody signs up with you, and with their permission to give the date of birth, you will give it to me. I will open a short life path map and give you the information that I can see and how you can help them better and know them better, but also how can I give them tips and tools and help them with the journey, because it's a journey. There's no other way of looking at it. And if I can show you and tell you, just like I said before, this person needs structure. Without structure, they are lost. While this person is not good with structure, they need freedom. They don't like to have the boundaries. So you have to find a different way. And that person needs the facts. That person needs to know the research behind it. Why are you telling them that they need whatever grams of protein or whatever it is? A lot of the emotional numbers, like we said, are have the tendency to be emotional eaters, which is it's a mental condition, but it's normal. We all have that. We all suffer from that. And one of the things that I love, that everybody always tells you, for instance, quit sugar. It's very tough for someone who's emotional to quit the carb or to quit the sugar. But with the program you gave me, and again, I just did the shorters and the minimum, that was needed. And I immediately felt like I do not need sugar. And I love sugar. I cook, I bake. Everybody who knows me knows that. I just don't need that. I bake my crazy cakes and I feed everyone around me, and I have no need. I don't tell myself, don't eat it. It's not good for you. You better avoid it. I just don't need it. And I think that was why it was very easy for me. I didn't run to the places, to the comfort zone. I didn't run to the carbs. I didn't run to the sugar, not because anyone told me not to. And you didn't tell me. You included carbs, and you included, I almost felt like I could do whatever I want to do, but I didn't need that. So it's important for you to know that. And you mentioned the word quit. I can show you just by someone's date of birth if that person has the tendency to quit, believe it or not. There is a number in numerology that has a tendency to quit. So I want to put you on the alert and tell you, be careful, because when they get into that point, they will choose to quit. And once you know all this information, I'm sure it will help you more. It will help your client feel that he's in good hands, that you know him very well, that you build something exactly for their needs and for their life habits. And I think it can help them and can help you. So again, whoever wants to do that and will give their permission to share it, to give me the date of birth, and I do it very quickly. I don't need a very long time for that. I'll offer it for 50% of what I charge for a regular numerology evaluation. And unless you want to add something, we'll come to an end very, very shortly, Sherry.
So first of all, thank you so much. This is so generous to do so. And I actually want to throw in a gift as well for anyone that is coming from this show and mention this and joining one of the programs. I'm going to throw in an energy boost kit that I like to introduce clients to keep them and sustain and have them to have sustainable energy throughout the day without the ups and downs. So I'm going to actually include that for free for anyone who's coming from the show, joining. They're going to get the 50%, super generous. You're going to get that free little booster from me. And the most important thing is they're going to get results and they're going to achieve what they're looking to achieve with all the information that is available for them.
Wonderful. And the show is live now, but I mean, the time here is it was from 12 noon to 1, so people are working, but it's also going to be, it's right now on my business page, Numerology Courses for Everyone, but it will be on my personal page, Yael Kagan, and then Sherry can share it as well, and we will write the offer, but they can also listen to the show, and the offer will be there. contact us, contact Sherry, any questions, any clarification. We are here, and I want to thank you very, very much, Sherry, for being here with me and for jumping so quickly into this. And I'm sure we will help a lot of people that listened or will listen later on. And let's do things together. I like it. I really like it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It was really awesome, and I learned so much myself.
Pleasure. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. And thank you, all the listeners. I'm Yael Kagan, and I'll see you again next week, Wednesday, with another very interesting guest.
You're listening to Show Me the Numbers with Yael Kagan, only on LA Talk Radio.